Good morning and welcome to a little bit of makeup and a whole lot of Jesus, where we are going to be working on some beauty on the inside and some beauty on the outside. And I am trying to get Instagram to go live here. It's not cooperating this morning. So my name is Wendy. And today we're going to be talking about, can I create a full face, flawless makeup look using teal eyeshadows today? We're going to use a nude lipstick too. And this is all designed for women over 40. So let's find out if it can happen. Now remember, while we are live, you can ask any question that you'd like on the platform that you are on, except for Instagram at this present moment. And I will do my best to get that question asked and answered while we are live here today. All right, so our easy makeup theme today is for mature skin makeup. It is going to be the UCANBE and Juvia's Place. We're going to be using some powder shadow palettes. We're going to be using some liquid eyeshadow. We're going to be using some, the colors are all going to be teal. And then we're going to use a nude MAC lipstick. And we're going to be doing that all surrounding around James chapter 5, verse 4 through 6. So, looks like Instagram's not going to cooperate today. I'm so sorry for you Instagram people. So go ahead. Grab your lashes, grab your palette, grab your liquid eyeshadows, grab your brushes, get on back here, and let's get going.
A little bit of makeup and a whole lot of Jesus. Thursdays at 8. Can't wait. Come on in, sis. Grab your joy, take your place. We're talking beauty, talking scripture, talking God's good grace. From blush to Bible, He's the one who makes us glow. Faith on your lips, love in your soul.
All right. So, yeah, you caught me jamming to the theme song. Okay. So our foundation verse for this podcast is Psalm 119, verse 11. I have hidden your word in my heart that I might not sin against you. And so that is one of the focus reasons why we are working to memorize scripture. You will be amazed how many times these scripture verses will pop up and you will need them. For example, this past weekend, I was at a women's conference and they quoted this verse and I was like, hey, I know that verse. And so I got to say it along with the leader that was leading. And so that's always exciting. In fact, in the sermon on Sunday, the pastor quoted a verse from James, I think it was 1. And I was like, hey, I know that verse. And I got to say it too. So it just helps you to also engage with those settings that you are in as you are celebrating and working to expand your spiritual life in fellowship. So all of our verses that we're going to be doing are coming from Color Me James. This is a book that was developed so that women can have multi-sensory experience with scripture while memorizing it, all designed to help to make it a little bit easier to memorize and have that be more part of your daily life in different creative kind of moments. So you can see right there, we've got a crossword puzzle, we've got coloring pages. This week, we're going to be looking at a word search and a coloring page. So every week has a coloring page. So we are in week 40 and there are 48 weeks to this study. So if you are just now joining in, I would encourage you to go to the website there, right there, and go to colormejamesbook.com, get connected to that email series. Once a week, I'm going to reach out and there's going to be everything included that you need for that Bible study. The video will be there, the graphic flashcards, the song links, the links for the products, everything is going to be right there. So enjoy that, make the most of that, and let it do its work in you. All right, so the verse that we were working on last week, week before last, is going to be James 5, 1-3. And so just a little, maybe we'll say that when we get to the other part. I'm just going to share with you a little bit here in just a second. Okay, so this particular song was called Buckets for the Tears, and this was from James chapter 5, verse 1-3, which is what we kicked off the series, this particular series with week 39. Well, if I can get it to go. There we go.
This ain't just about them. It's about us. And a final word to you, arrogant rich. Take some lessons in lament. You'll need buckets for the tears when the crash comes upon you. We think we're blessed cause we got more, but heaven's knocking at the door. This ain't history, this ain't then. He's coming back to judge all men. Ready your heart, ready your soul. Christ is coming, make him your Lord. Your money is corrupt and your fine clothes stink. Your greedy luxuries are a cancer in your gut, destroying your life from within.
All right, I'll let you listen to that one. Man, I really like that one. Every time I hear it, I think, that was a good one, Selah. Okay, so this is from Selah Soul, which is actually my alter ego. It is an experience that I've had a delight to be a part of, where I get to study the scripture, mull it over, write the lyrics. There's also every time, in every song, there is an element of that scripture quoted directly. It may not be just like, but it's all in there. And we're using the Message translation. And then me, my voice, and some AI make that to come out. So Selah Soul is truly my alter ego. And it is a delight to get to do that. I talk about her. I know. Sometimes I talk about her like she's another person. And it kind of feels like she is, because I step into something else, and I was born in Africa, so I feel like that is my experience, to get to step back into some African rhythms, and I just love some gospel music. So that is my fun out. So or fun piece of moment. So this right here that we're going to be working on is our verse for this week. Now, this song was called Master Avenger, which is what we're listening to right now. And Master Avenger, you can find this song anywhere you're listening to it. In the show notes, I believe it has a YouTube link to it, or it may have all three. I don't remember. So enjoy those songs. And Master Avenger is super nice. You get a little rapping going on in there. And no, I'm not sharing my original recording, because the beautiful thing about AI is it takes my mess and it makes it automatically beautiful. So I love that. All right, so let us say our verse together. Yes, right where you are. Say it out loud. Here we go. So all the workers you've exploited cry out for judgment. The groans of the workers you used and abused are a roar in the ear of the Master Avenger. Name of the song. So you looted the earth and lived it up, but all you've got to show for it is a fatter than usual corpse. In fact, what you've done is condemn and murder perfectly good persons who stand there and take it. And that's James 5:4-6. I know James is really coming down to it, and it's a little bit of spanking. So the good news is, why are spankings issued from parents? They're issued as a little bit of a pain point, so that you don't make a mistake that potentially later on, like we learned earlier in James, that little seed of evil produces and tries to kill you. So that all these instructions, they're not designed to make us hurt in an extended situation. They're designed to form you and to shape you into the image of Christ. So we know that with that comes trials and tribulations, the pain part of this. And so all of James' words are designed to help you later on. And then we also know that we are not here to store up treasures on earth where moth and rust destroy, but in heaven where moth and rust do not destroy. All right, so there's your little sermonette for this week. Okay, so today we're going to be playing with the Pretty All Set palette from UCANBE, and then we're also going to be using a couple of liquid shadows from Juvia's place. So these all can be found. If you're on YouTube right now, I think that's the only place that has it, but in the show notes on YouTube, it has direct links that go to it. And shortly, it will be, those show notes will be everywhere, but for right now, you can find it there. So a little bit of makeup, and a whole lot of Jesus.com/shop. Okay, now we are going to get over here. Well, if I can get my mouse to cooperate and work with me. There we go. All right. So the verse is scrolling across the bottom of your screen there. Let me get my chat up and going so I can hear you. Good morning. So I don't remember if I said this or not, and I don't want to miss it out, so I'm just going to say it again. So last week during our podcast, Rachel and Anthea were having a conversation about how they wanted to see some Teal. So good morning to you, Rachel and Anthea. We are going to be playing with some Teal today. All right, so we're going to use some powdered shadows, and we're also going to be using some liquid shadows to achieve that look today. So thank you all. Oh, and also a shout out to Rachel. So usually my brushes are in this little kind of like ugly pen cup thing, but looky, I got some sparkle for my brushes. So just wanted to say thank you, Rachel. I appreciate the brushes sparkle this morning. It's going to give me some extra something as we work this morning. Okay, so let us get going. We're going to grab our Milk Hydro Primer. Love the sticky for this. Here we go. Yes, woohoo is right. Okay, so just one pump of this nice jelly primer, especially for those of you who are combo skin like me. Yes, that is true. What you're listening to right now is Master Avenger, which is the song for this week. Okay, so Wendy, you ask, why are we doing the same verse this week we did last week? Because I had a rough week, that's why. We got some things going on at work. We've got people with illness. I've got a senior dog that probably needs to be put to sleep, and I don't want to because she's my 11-year-old best friend. And it was just a lot. I don't think I even got the verse flashcards out. My apologies. So we're going to do a redo of week 40, which is why this one is called 40B. So I would appreciate your grace this morning as we do a redo. And for those of you who stayed with the study and are Johnny on the spot, I love you and thank you. So this will just be a refresher week for you. So congratulations and you're welcome. Okay, so now we got our primer on, but we're going to add some primer to our eyes because teal is a fairly colorful color, and we want to make sure that it can do its job completely and effectively and wholeheartedly. So we're going to grab this. We're going to give it a little bit of a shake. We're just going to put a little doop, and that's just going to go a little bit on each eyelid. I know it does not take much of this. So we just need a little bit. This will help our eyelids to, kind of give them just a white background. Like when you oil paint, you always have a white canvas that you start with. Well, I guess you do that with acrylics too. But anyway, oil paints get like a white primer down first, depending on what theory of painting you subscribe to. Okay, so now we got that. Now we're going to work on to our regular, what's the word here? Concealer. Thank you. It takes a village. Okay. We're just going to get that primer. Concealer. I told you it was a rough week. I know, right? Okay, here we go. So this is going to go anywhere that you have any kind of discoloration. It could be redness, hyperpigmentation. It could be acne scarring. It could be maybe you just got some dark like on the inside of my eyes that I have right here. Anything that you just don't want to be there. We're going to use a concealer to kind of cover it up. And then we're going to chit chat for a second and let it sit there so that it can do its job more effectively. So yes, it definitely... Okay, I gotta show you all this. Okay, so yes, it really does not take much of this eye primer. I'm not gonna tell on her, but there's definitely a story behind that particular message. So, just use a little. You can always add more, but once you got a glob up in there, it's hard to get rid of. Okay, So we're just going to use our middle finger, which is one of our weaker fingers, to get that all smoothed out. We're looking for, you see how that's got like a line? We're looking to soften that edge. So you're just going to kind of go over that concealer edge so that you don't have like a sharp line. And we're just going to blend that out. I got some redness here, so we're going to blend that out over here. Darkness under the eye, darkness in the inner corner. And so it's going to look weird for a second because now we're like all white here, like we got on, you know, goggles from a good ski trip or something like that. So that's okay. When we get the foundation on, that will all even out. Right now, what we're just working on is the base of the base. So we're going to grab our beauty blender. This one it's just a foam blender. I think I actually have the beauty blender on there still. But this one plays nicely with the Juvia's Place I Am Magic Velvety Matte Foundation. And this is the shade 710 Maracau. This one is a nice, thick, full coverage foundation. If you have got a prom, a wedding, a shower, a 50th birthday, a 70th birthday, whatever coming up, and you are looking for just a little something extra so you can have that full coverage, this is your gal. Okay, it doesn't take much of this, so we're just going to get a little, whoop, like that right there. Well, maybe just a little smidge more in there. Okay, just a little bit. There we go. And that's going to do everything. Yeah, it was funny for sure. Okay, so this right here, we're just going to give it in a couple of spots, and then we're going to blend it out. So I'm just going to start out with it in just like a big thing, and then we're just going to keep dabbing till it's out and blended and covers our whole face so that we have a nice, smooth, even coverage. All right, we're going to use the edge of that sponge to get up into the hairline there. We don't want to have like an end of where your foundation is. Okay, and then that's going to go right around here. We're going to go right up to that concealer. We're going to blend it over here to the side. And then we're going to come under the chin and blend it down just a little bit. We don't want any lines of where things end, pretty much anywhere in today's particular makeup application. We're going to go around the mouth. I'm overcoming the edge of the lips just a little bit because that's going to help our lipstick and our liner stay in place and behave nicely. Gonna go up around the nose, making sure I use the nice pointy edge of this to working around the nostrils. Yes, you're absolutely right. I did not ask how you were doing this morning and to give me a shout out of where you are coming from. So, if you have not already done that, my apologies, please do that. Let me see where you are coming from so I can celebrate your neck of the woods, whatever part of the world that is in. And even if you're not watching this live, put it on there later. I think it's exciting to see there was somebody from Scotland. I think that's cool. Right now we've got quite a few people from Alaska, so that's nice. I've been to Alaska once. It was beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I didn't get to do whale watching though, so I'm gonna have to go back one day and do some whale watching. Or whale spotting? Well, something with whales on a ship. Okay. So we're just dabbing that around, making sure we got everything covered. Once you feel like everything is sufficiently tapped out and blended, you are ready to go for our next step. So we're going to set everything. You can see we're just all like one nice color right now. Don't worry, we're not going to leave it like that. We're going to grab our L'Oreal Infallible Blurfection. And I was telling you before that this is almost the same color as the Juvia's Place Cotton Candy. And you can see it's true. They're almost the exact same color. So either one of these. I think if you're going to look at price per ounce, the Juvia's Place is going to be a little cheaper. But if you're going to look at blurring wise, I think that the L'Oreal does a little bit better of blurring job. So it depends on what you need, what you're looking for. So I'm going to grab my triangle puff from Juvia's Place. Grab that L'Oreal, just set that right in there, tap that out. I'm going to go under the eye first, getting right there in that corner. Just tapping gently. Nice sensitive eye area. Let's do the other side. And now we're going to switch to the round, wide end of that puff. So finger's still going in there. We're just going to set that in, tap it out.
The cries have been heard.
There we go. Let's go ahead and do the other cheek. Okay, so yes. So why was I born in Africa? So my father was in the Navy. I grew up as a Navy brat, and that's where he was stationed when I was born. So I was born in Kenitra, Morocco, Africa, which is the northern part of Africa. I don't really remember much about it. I have memories, but I think they're fabricated just because I've heard stories so much about when I was little. But we left there when I was like 2.5-ish or something like that. And so there's not really any way I think I can actually remember things. So I think the memories that I have are ones that I just made up in my head from the clothes and bracelets and jewelry that I've seen that were mine, and then the stories that I've heard. So, but one day I would like to go back. We actually had a trip scheduled for there, but something happened and it ended up not materializing. I think there was like a political unrest or something. So one day I'll get back there. Today's not that day though. Okay, so we're going to grab our pretty all set palette. Oh, so we're contouring. We're going to be using this one. And this one has right in the center section, it has contouring on the top and the bottom, you can see. So my question for you is, do you have a favorite contouring palette that you use? Or do you prefer like creams or the Doe Foot liquids? So give me a shout out. Let me know what your preference is. I'm going to grab my contouring brush. This end's going to be the lows. This end will be the highs. I'm going to be right here in this one today for the low. So we're just going to give it a couple of swipes. We're going to go from the top of the ear in a curved to about the corner of the eye. Ooh. And then we're going to go up here. Evidently, I was blending from the side that I did not put it on. Yes, that is one word. Put it on. Put it on. Okay. Then I'm going to use the flat side, just set it down barely. We're just going to go a little here, a little there, and then let's work it in. Kind of going to go in circular motions, getting it up into that hairline there, and then just let them join a little bit in the middle. Then I'm going to use the side, just one little doop. Going to go from the ear under that jawline to about the corner of the mouth. And that's going to be our cut on our jaw. There you go. Just a little doop. I'm going to go right here, and then I'm going to blend that out. The groans of the workers you used and abused are a roar in the ears of the Master Avenger. All right, now I'm going to flip to this side. I'm going to do the high right here. That's going to go right on the top and then right beside the eye socket right there. So just a tiny bit of shimmer. Then we're going to go up the center here. Right here, I'm going to make sure I hit that Cupid's bow really good. And that's going to help us to get some nice shimmer and help our lips to look a little more plump. I'm just going to come back with that. Make sure I didn't overly highlight that. All right, now we're going to need some color up in there. So I'm going to grab my powder brush. I'm going to go into this one right here. Just a little doop doop. We're going to go between the low and the high. And then between the low and the high.
All the workers you've exploited and cheated, cry out for judgment.
Then I'm going to get just one little swipe. I'm going to go up here just a little bit. Right there on that tip. Under the tip. And then right there on that chin. All right. So that is our contouring for today. I think I was a little heavy-handed. So how do you fix that if you get a little heavy-headed? Now, it looks a little different what you see on there versus what I'm seeing in person. But I'm going to grab a fluffy brush. We're going to put that in there. We're going to tap it out. We're just going to go over it a tiny bit. There we go. And that's going to throttle it back just a smidge. So now if you get like woo-woo with it, it's going to be a little different. But that will be great if you just got a little bit heavy-handed. It'll let you get that tone back just a little bit. It does cause our shimmer to de-shimmer just a little bit. So we can hit that at the very end after we've done all of our eyeshadow and stuff. So we're not going to worry about that for right now. Okay, so let's say our verse together and then we're going to move on to our lips. So it is scrolling across the bottom of your screen there. We're going to wait till it comes all the way around, which is almost, and then we will say it together. Okay, here we go. Here we go. All the workers you've exploited and cheated, cry out for judgment. The groans of the workers you used and abused have hit the ear, or a roar in the ear of the Master Avenger. You looted the earth and lived it up, but all you have to show for it is a fatter than usual corpse. In fact, what you've done is condemn and murder perfectly good persons who stand there and take it. And that's James 5, and that's verses 4 to 6. So let's take a look at our lips for today. Today we're going to start out with our lip liner from Juvia's Place. This is the, what was the name of that? Sweet Nothing is the name of that. It's just a nice nude tannish kind of color. If you have darker skin than I do, you may look at a nice fleshy color like maybe cream in my, let's see, do they have the matching cream in my coffee still? I'm not sure. MAC has a nice one. Look at the Juvia's Place. This is actually in that series, which is the Luxe Coffee or Coffee Bean or something like that. Try that series. MAC has a really nice one whose name is escaping me at the moment. I'll think of it in a second. So find you a nude color, something that's about the same shade as your skin, maybe a little bit darker. So we're going to start out here in the Cupid's bow. And we're just going to make a little V to give us a point of reference, and then we're going to round that out to the outside edge. But we're writing on the outside of that lip line just a little bit. Not too much, but just a little bit. All right, and now let's start right there in the bottom center. Again, outside that lip line just a little bit, and then we're going to round that out to the outside corners. There you go. Now, just to make sure that I don't have a lip liner line when we're done here, I'm going to come just to the inside of that and feather that out with a little bit lighter pressure just to give us a soft edge.
The cries have been heard.
This does not have to be pretty. You're going to put the lipstick over the top of this so you won't even hardly see this at all. There we go. Now we're going to grab our lipstick. I love this one. This is the MAC. This is the Maximal Matte, and this is Viva Planet. It's just a nice nude with a little hint of pink. So it's not going to drag you out, drown you out. It does have a little tiny bit of pinkness to it that'll help give some life into you. So let's go ahead and start out there in the Cupid's bow. There. Nice. See, we don't have any kind of a linery line. So beautiful. There you go. Now we're pulling back a little bit on the lips because teal is very teal. And so having a lighter lip, having a little bit lighter face is going to balance out that strong, powerful color that we're going to have in our liner up there. And I'm going to switch over to this and then back because I think, nope, we're good. I thought I was missing chat. So sorry if I've missed you. I know a couple weeks ago it was giving me a little bit of problem. Okay, so what are we going to be playing with now? So we're going to grab that pretty all set palette again, or whatever palette you have. We're going to be starting out right here in just a fleshy color. So for you and the shade of your skin, whatever color that might be, could be anything really on this top row is going to be about where you need to be. Maybe these two here. Just depends. But something that could be just a little bit lighter than your skin tone, but about the same. And then we're going to be hanging out over here. We're going to be in these colors right here. And then just for fun, after we've done that, we're going to add a little bit of kind of a cut crease with this Juvia's Place. Is this one the Fula? This one's Festive. This is part of the Culture 2 liquid eyeshadow series. It's a duochrome. So you look one way and it's kind of a nice teal, then it goes kind of green, and then it goes to a purple. So just a little bit of fun. And then just because we can, from the original Culture series, we've got this one. This one is the Fula. So we're going to do this one just on the inside corners. So we've got a little light and shimmer there. So let's start out with just an, just an all... I snorted, sorry. We're going to grab just an all-over shadow brush. This is going to be a Morphe. What are we looking at here? An M433. So we're going to start out in the upper quadrant of this palette right here. We're going to get it just on the tip of that. And that's going to go right up here. This is just going to give us a non-color color to blend into. So whatever shade that is for you and the complexion skin tone that you have. We're just going right there on that socket brow bone area. I'm going to set that brush aside because you may need that later on for blending. And then we're going to grab a shadow brush, just kind of a general purpose shadow brush. This one is a MAC. And we're going to go over just about all of the lid to start out with this. So I'm going to go in this one right here, which is just here. Let me get it better. There you go. Just a nice teal. It is a dark shade. We want to minimize fallout on this. So I'm just getting shadow on one side of the brush. Much better to put that shadow on there and have to add more than to overdo it. And now you've got beautiful teal fallout underneath your eye. I mean, we are going to be putting some shadow under the eye eventually, but just not right now. So we're going to go all the way from, now for those of you hooded gals, I'm not sure where that came from. Okay, so when you look forward, you want to be able to see that shadow above your eye fold. So let's see, like that right there. This is going to give us something to blend into when we come down to the final steps of this shadow look. So when you look forward, you want to be able to see that green coming up over there. It's going to make your eye appear bigger and reduce that fold that you have from that hooded eye. And we're just going to come all the way over here. Actually going to come out a little bit. over here. There we go. Okay, so that's kind of the shape we're looking for. Now we're going to do that same thing on the other side. Oop. That's what happens when you load your brush too much. You see that? Whoop, whoop. Okay. Say no to fallout. We're going to come all the way up with that. And then we're going to come out with it.
All the workers you've exploited and cheated cry out for judgment. You've looted the earth and lived it up, but all you have to show for it.
Okay. Now we've got the two sides looking like that. We are going to grab a kind of a medium brush. This is more like a blending. This is a Morphe M506. So we're going to use that for the darker color that's going to go on the outside. So we're going to be in this one here. So we were here. Now we're going here. And we're going to go just on this outside. I'm going to come about a third of the way. And I'm just getting it on that tip. And then we're just adding it to that outside. Give us a little intensity out there. Okay, fall out. Now we're going to grab just a little smudger. This one is a Maxim. There you go. So we were here, then we were here, now we're going to go here. And we're just getting that on the tip. And right here in the outside corner, we're just going to put that. And we're going to come about halfway. But we're just going to stay on that outside right there. Any fallout? Just let those tips of those hairs just touch ever so gently.
The cries have been heard.
Okay, so now we've got a little bit of shape going on here. Let me set that down. So let's go ahead and blend a little on that top part. We've got that harsh line going on. So we're going to go back to the brush that we originally used. And I'm going to grab just a little bit darker of a shade right here. I'm just going to use that tip. And right where that teal meets the color that we first used, you're just going to use that medium color and just brush back and forth right there. Let those colors kind of mix together and soften that edge. Right there where those two colors are meeting. Again, you're just going back and forth right where those two colors intersect. And we're softening that harsh line that we had. I'm going to go ahead and go back in this lighter one. And right up under that brow, I'm going to put that lighter color. There you go. So now we don't have such a harsh line that we once had there. It's a little softer. Okay, let's go ahead and add our accent color, our liquid shadows that we're going to be using. Now, let's do the under eye first. I know, I can't make up my mind. Okay, so we're going to grab a smudger. This is going to be for under the eye. This is a Morphe M508, I think. Just a nice little skinny smudger. So the same thing that we did on the top, we're going to do on the bottom. So we're going to start out in that same lighter teal color right here, just on the tip. We're going to go from the outside corner all the way to the inside corner. So right here from the outside, all the way to the inside. There we go. Now we're going to grab that next color just right there. Well, actually, let's go and do the same thing on the other side. Okay, so it's just on that tip, from the outside corner, all the way to the inside corner. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and make that just a little bit wider right here.
The cries have been heard.
Now I'm going to go in here right to the darker. We're going to get it just on that tip, and we're only going to go about a third of the way in. Just about what we did on the top part. So same way we did before, we're going to go right here in that darker one, just on that tip, and just get that little outside corner right there, and then bring it up around. There you go. Now we could just stop here if we wanted to. You got some nice teal, you got some shading, but why stop there? Why stop there? So we're going to grab our, what did I say this was called? Festive. And this is in the Culture 2 Juvia's Place collection. This has a nice doe foot on it. So we're going to go right here on the inside, and we're going to put that as if we were doing a cut crease. Now it is a cut crease, you're just not going to be able to see it because it's almost the same color. We're going to go about halfway. There you go. Get a little bit of that on there again. Let's go over here. Again, we're going halfway.
All the workers you've exploited and cheated, cry out for judgment.
Okay. Can you see the shifting? Okay. Now I want to add a little bit of lightness. Here, I'm going to fan this down for a second. I want to add a little bit of lightness on the inside corner just because we've got a lot of dark going on. So we're going to grab the Fula. And this is from the Juvia's Place. I believe it was the original Culture palette. So we're going to get just a little bit of that. It's kind of got a... It's an iridescent shimmer that may have like a little touch of blue kind of thing going on. We're going to go right here on the inside corner. We're just going to go up a little smidge.
The cries have been heard.
I'm just going to get a little down here.
The cries have been heard.
There you go. Now we're going to let that dry. Doodle-oo. Yay for those of you who have one of those little handheld fans that I keep saying I'm going to get that I haven't got yet. Okay. So Now we've got some iridescent shimmer going on. We've got that nice teal. We've got a little darkness on the outside edge, so we got some contouring. Let's go ahead and bring it in with our liner so that we can get our lashes on and see how beautiful this is going to be. Now, I know it is very bright and bold right now. Once you put your lashes on, though, you're going to see how it tones it down just a little bit. Okay, if I can get my sharpener to sharpen. There we go. I am grabbing my Juvia's Place Egyptian Kajal liner. We're going to go from the outside corner and we're going to go halfway to right where that darker green black color ended. There you go. We're going to color the upper waterline. So if you need to grab your lashes to do that, do that. There we go. Do the same thing on the other side. All right. And now on the bottom lid, we're going to go from the outside edge right on that lash line, just about halfway. All the workers you've exploited and cheated, cry out for judgment. All right. And then I'm going to do the waterline about halfway on the bottom as well. So just pull that, there you go, just a little tiny, making sure that blends in with the liner that you did down here. So, great question. Why do I not come all the way in? If you come all the way in, it is going to completely close your eye. So I go just a little bit. Now I noticed that right here, my shadow kind of stopped before my lash line. So I'm going to go ahead and put that just a touch of shadow in there. I also saw that while I was trying to be very, very careful, I do have a little bit of fallout. So I'm going to tap this in my powder. And I'm just going to whisk away that little bit of fallout we had from the dark colors that we were using. Okay, so now let's get some brows on, shall we? All right, so whatever your brow product of choice is, I am using the Voluminous Mascara from L'Oreal, and this is the shade, what is it, Very Dark Burgundy or something like that? Deep Burgundy. Okay, I never get the shade name right. So whatever your brow product of choice is, do that now. And I'm going to grab my little magnifier so I can see what I'm doing. And so if you have fashion colored hair and you are trying to get your brows to match, you will love using a colored or tinted mascara to help you do that. So actually, I think I'm going to do it right here. So I'm just going to hover over the skin just a little bit. And then we're just going to mascara those brows. Now, I will tell you that the great thing about doing it with the mascara is that it's going to set that brow for you too. So make sure your hairs are where you want them when you're finished. There we go. And now you can see the difference a brow makes. So yes, brow. Oh, where'd it go? Alrighty, so let's go ahead and get that other side done so we don't look weird for the rest of the day. There we go. Oh, hair is hanging down. There we go. And again, I'm just hovering above. Oh, another. Here we go. Just hovering above the surface of the skin and trying to just get those brow hairs. And don't be afraid to turn the brush a little bit if you need a little extra product, because you probably used it off of one side. So just turn that brush. Pull it away from your face, though, so you don't end up, accidentally dropping it. I may or may not have done that a time or two before. There we go. We're just covering all those hairs. I got a little naked spot right here. So I'm just going to kind of tap the skin gently to cover up my naked. Wasn't there a cartoon character called Naked Mole? Maybe it's my naked mole spot. Okay, anyways. Okay, now let's get the mascara on so we can get our lashes on. You ready? Okay, so I'm going to use the Voluminous Mascara. This is the curved brush. Why? Just because I like curved brushes. But there's a straight brush too if you don't like curved brushes. Okay, so we're going to just get rid of my little eye-watering problem I got here. And we're going to grab our lash curler. Now we're going to use our verse for our timer. So go ahead and get your curler ready. No pinching. And as soon as that verse rolls around, we are going to say that together. Okay, there we go. Okay, here we go. So, curler ready, here we go. All the workers you've exploited and cheated cry out for judgment. The groans of the workers you used and abused are a roar in the ear of the Master Avenger. You've looted the whole earth and lived it up, but all you have to show for it is a fatter than usual corpse. In fact, what you've done is condemn and murder perfectly good persons who stand there and take it. Okay, we're going to have to quickly go to the other side, so we have to quickly roll around. Here we go. All the workers you've exploited and cheated cry out for judgment. The groans of the workers you used and abused are a roar in the ears of the Master Avenger. You've looted the earth and lived it up, but all you'll have to show for it is a fatter than usual corpse. In fact, what you've done is condemn and murder perfectly good persons who stand there and take it. James 5:4-6. All right. We're just going to give one coat on the upper lashes because we are going to put falsies on. So we're just trying to make sure our lashes are going to blend in perfectly and that they are the same color. So just an extra little bit of volume because you are mascara-ing them. Mascara-ing? Putting mascara on them. I'm not sure. There you go. It's a good thing this is an English class. All right. Let's go to the other side. Oh, yeah. Sorry. I got wrapped up in admiring that shift-changing color. And make sure we get that outside edge really nicely. And I am still seeing. There you go. Maybe I saw it over there. Sometimes, if the fallout is on the back of your lashes, when you go to curl it, sometimes you'll end up with a little bit extra fallout when you go to put your mascara on because you're kind of mussing with the lashes themselves. So if you happen to see a little extra fallout when you're doing your mascara, that's probably why. It was like hovering on the back of your lashes. So let's go ahead and do our bottom lashes. These are not going to get falsies, so we're going to make sure that we put like a nice, going to make sure we put a nice coat there. Sorry, my dog. I don't know what he's doing down there. Okay. Going all the way to the inside and then all the way to the outside. Do you hold your mouth funny when you put your mascara on? Or is it just me? Because I'm feeling like everybody has to do that, right? Do you hold your mouth funny? Let me see. Okay. Let's get the other side here. Okay, I'm going to have to... Let's see. Stop. Go rub yourself somewhere else. In case you're wondering, it's very hard to put on mascara while your dog is trying to rub on your foot. Okay, there we go. And I see that my eye watering has kind of mussed with the color right here. So we're just going to dab that right back there where it needs to go. Okay, I got it. Yep. So I'm not the only one who makes a funny face when I'm trying to put mascara on. I am comforted by that, dear people. Thank you. We are together in this. Okay, I'm going to use the Kiss Lashes Super Stick adhesive stuff. This is going to be we're going to use that for an eyeliner liner and also our adhesive for a mascara. So actually, before I uncap that bad boy, let's talk about our lashes for today. Today, I'm going to be using the Juvia's Place. This is the Nubian lash because, yes, you know I love this lash. I'm going to use my velour tool. We're going to go from the outside of the lash there, get it right on that corner, and just pull it off that tray. I'm going to set it in front of me right as it's going to go onto my lash. There we go. These are a flared lash. So that was difficult. So on the inside edge of the lash, you'll see it's a little bit shorter, and on the outside edge of the lash, it's a little bit longer. So flared just means skinny, wide. I mean, I guess you could put it on the other way, but that might be a little weird. Okay, so Kiss Super Stick, back to this. So my lashes are already trimmed. I have other episodes where I have done a full lash install that's new. I want to say it was maybe like 5 episodes back, so maybe around 35. You may check and see. Also in my YouTube shorts, you'll see that there is a lash application tutorial. I believe one of the playlists is specific to lashes and mascara, and so that might be an easy way to find that. But it's going to go through step by step. How to get your lash off the tray, how to trim, how to make sure your lash is good, how to know if your lash is too long. Okay, so here we go. Kiss Lash Super Stick. I'm going to take it. We're going to do one eye at a time. I'm going to pull it out. I'm going to brush it off of one side. We don't want too much product on there. I'm going to go all the way to the inside corner here. And it'll make it about halfway before it runs out. There we go. We're going to put it in again. We're going to wipe it off again. We're going to do the outside edge. We're going to go out to the middle. Then I'm just going to make sure that I got that middle good. So we're just going to go over that middle one more time. Nice. So we've got a nice thin line that is going to be our adhesive and is behaving as our lash adhesive. Grab your lashes right there. There you go. We're going to set that down right in the middle on top of that adhesive line we just put there. Oh, my thing is sticking. There we go. I'm going to put that inside down on it right there. I'm going to grab the outside. Put that on that outside adhesive line. Yeah, I do. So one thing I like about these two that I don't normally talk about is I love how they are curled up. So if one thing that gets on your nerves, because it gets on mine, is if your lashes don't curl up, curve up, you end up seeing them all day. I do not like seeing my lashes all day. I need to actually be able to see out of my eyeball. So the one thing I like about these two is that they're nice and curved up. They're curled up, so you don't get a lot of lash in your vision sight. So now you can see between the two sides that the teal that we've been playing with is now minimized when you're looking forward, which is what you're doing most all of the time. So it has really drastically reduced that appearance of that teal and softened that. But when you close your eyes, bing, you're going to see that. You're going to see that cut crease. You're going to see that shimmer. You're going to see that shift changing color. So you get kind of the best of both worlds when you add the lash in there. These are a medium length. So you're not getting that whole caterpillar-y kind of thing going on, but you got some nice length. And there, can you see that curl there from the side? Yeah, these are beautiful. I love these. Okay, so again, we're going to grab this. Now we're going to do the other eye. So we're just wiping off that one side, going to the inside corner. It's going to get you about halfway across. I'm going to put it in, get another, wipe that one side off, do the outside corner. All the workers you've exploited and cheated, cry out for judgment. I'm going to go ahead and put it in one more time to get that middle. All right. Now we're going to cap that. I'm going to grab my lashes with my lash tool. There we go. We're going to set that right on that adhesive. We're going to put that inside corner down. I'm going to put the outside corner down. Right on that eyeliner line. Oh, I think my thingy just changed colors. I'm so sorry. There you go. Just gonna make sure everything's like kind of working together there. Okay. Now we've got our lashes on. I mentioned that we had done a little bit of extra wiping. Well, not wiping, but brushing because of the fallout. So that has removed some of our highlighter. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a highlighter brush. This one's actually by Anastasia. I'm going to go back in that same highlighter that we were in. I'm going to get it on the edge, and we're just going to go over right there. Just make sure we still got that. And then we were kind of just all over the place. So let's just give a little extra measure right here. Ooh, ooh. And it's not going to do the Cupid's bow area again because I already have lipstick on and we don't want to, make the lipstick do this. Okay, so let's make sure this stays all day. I'm going to grab my Juvia's Place Ready, Set, Sealed. We're going to shake that. Sorry, I felt like it wasn't getting on my face. All right. That is going to set that makeup so that it lasts all day. So, to my ladies, Rachel and Anthea, thank you for your teal suggestion for today. I hope you have enjoyed this. So, key takeaways. Feel free to mix different mediums of eyeshadows on the same lid. So, you can use powders. You can mix that with liquid shadows. You don't have to just stick with one thing or the other thing. Today, we actually also used some frost, but then we also used a little bit of matte shadow as well to give us a little color intensity on that outside. That was the second color that we used. That second teal shade was a matte. So be adventurous. Maybe do it on a Saturday morning when you're not going anywhere and you've got some time to play with it, but don't be afraid to mix different mediums together. All right. And then we've added, because we've got a lot happening up here, we minimize the lips. So we brought it down with a nude lip so that our focus can be on our eyes for today. All right. And then we were taking a look at James chapter 5. We were in verse 4 to 6. This was kind of a review week for us. Let's go back and let's take a look at end of chapter 4. So chapter 4, 16 to 17, and then we're going to make it a runway into chapter 5. So James chapter 4, verse 16 to 17, as it is, you are full of your grandiose selves. All such vaunting and self-importance is evil. In fact, if you know the right thing to do and you don't do it, that for you is evil. And that's James chapter 4, verse 16 to 17. I have a sneeze coming. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Thank you. All right. And then we went into James chapter 5, verse 1 to 3. Let's see. And I'm going to miss that. And a final word. What is it? And a final word to you, arrogant rich. Take some lessons in lament. You'll need buckets for the tears. When the crash comes upon you. Oh my goodness. Okay, you thought that you were piling up wealth, and what you piled up is judgment. Your money is corrupt. Your money is corrupt, and your fine clothes stink. Your greedy luxuries are a stench in your gut. Hold on. Your greedy luxuries are a cancer. Are a cancer in your gut. You're destroying your life from within. Oh, wow. I guess I need to work on that one just a little bit more. Okay, so I kept hearing the song in my head and it kind of divides the verse out till you get to the very end. Okay, and then the verse that we're working on for this week is James 5:4-6. All the workers are exploited and cheated. All the workers you've exploited and cheated cry out for judgment. The groans of the workers are a roar in the ears of the Master Avenger. You've looted the earth and lived it up, but all you have to show for it is a fatter than usual corpse. In fact, what you've done is condemn and murder perfectly good persons who stand there and take it. And that is James chapter 5, verse 4-6. So we'll be continuing to work on that. I promise to get the flashcards out to you this week. I'm so sorry. Okay, so all this is coming from James, Color Me James. We're working our way from chapter 1, verse 1, all the way through the end of chapter 5. And this is available in several formats. You can see some of them here. We've got the paperback from Amazon. We've got the spiral from my website. We've got the ebook. And the ebook you can get on the website as well. That's going to come as a PDF delivered to you. And then I've given you a couple of apps that you can use to write in the journaling part of it. And then a coloring couple of apps that you can use to actually do the coloring pages. So go to colormejamesbook.com, get connected to that email newsletter. It only comes out once a week. No extra stuff. You're not going to be getting a daily email newsletter or nothing like that. You're just getting a once a week email. I believe it comes out on Monday. And that is going to guide you through from week 1 all the way through to the end. Well, it's not to the end yet because we're not to the end yet. All right. And then we've got the Beauty and Grace Insider. This lives on YouTube. When you join the Cherish Queen membership level, that is going to get you the ebook for free. So that one, in my opinion, is your best bet because you get the ebook for free there. So enjoy that. Get connected by going to youtube.com @littlemakeup, a lot of Jesus, and then /join. I think they might have actually put a join link on there now. So look for that. All right, so let me send you out with a blessing this week from Numbers chapter 6, verse 24-26. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face to shine upon you, and be gracious to you. The Lord lift his countenance upon you and give you peace. Heavenly Father, how wonderful it is to get to hang out here on Thursday mornings every week with these beautiful women. I thank you so much for their spending the time with me in the Word and learning to memorize and getting to just fellowship and hang out together, celebrating the colors that you have given us, celebrating being women of the daughters of the King. And I just pray that you would help us to remember every time that we are putting on our makeup, that we will use that as a tool to help us to remember these verses and to just celebrate how awesome the colors that you have given us are. I pray that as you send these ladies out this week on their way, no matter where they are in the world, no matter if they watch this live or they're watching this later on, that you would send blessings upon them, Father. For those who are sick, that you would offer healing and comfort. For those who have lost loved ones, even if it may be a dog, like I know the Phoebe is coming up, I pray that you would give them comfort, that you would surround them with people to just give them hugs and to listen while they are going through this time of grieving. Father, for those of us who are having financial struggles, that you would help us to be content, that you would provide extra measure of financial assistance to just kind of give us a bump along the way. Help us to not forget that you are the one who dresses the lilies of the field. And if you have cared for them, how much more will you care for us? Father, that you do not give us a stone, that you will give us bread. And I pray that we would rely on you for the bread of life. Father, it has just been a joyous time today, and I thank you for that. I thank you that every week we get to come here together and just hang out and have fun. I pray that you would bless us this day. In Jesus' name, amen. Well, it has been a delight to hang out with you here this week. I am so excited to get to see what you do with this look. So make sure that you tag and comment and let us know, let me know what it is that you did. What palette did you use? What colors did you use? I just can't wait to see what you have done with this. So until next week, let me just remind you, I love you. I'll be thinking about you and praying for you all week long. So send me anything that you have that I could pray for you about. My prayer day for us is on Tuesday. Not that I don't pray for the other times, but I especially pray for you all on Tuesday. So, all right. Well, I could just keep on chatting and chatting because I just love hanging out with you guys. But all good things must come to an end temporarily. So until next Thursday, y'all have a wonderful week. Temporarily goodbye and God bless. Mwah. Love you.
A little bit.